The New York mayor, Bill de Blasio, says what we are seeing tonight is tied to a long-standing problem. Listen.
Hey, we're not just dealing with a problem in 2014. We're not dealing with years of racism leading up to it or decades of racism. We are dealing with centuries of racism that have brought us to this day. That is how profound the crisis is.
Really?
All right, folks, I'll go further than really. I'll say what this mayor is saying is disgraceful. He should be ashamed of himself. He also accused his own police department of being racist for decades. That's the NYPD. Joining us now, Jim Hoft. He is the founder and chief blogger at the Gateway Pundit. And Jim, welcome. I got to tell you, here's a little story you have posted prominently on your website, and yet the media will not say that apparently a female black NYPD police sergeant was overseeing that arrest of Eric Gardner, even though she wasn't in the video.
Isn't that amazing, Steve? Her name was Kizzy Adani. She was a police sergeant there during this whole episode where we saw Eric Garner getting choked to death on the street. And we have not heard anything about this. She's a black female for the New York City Police Force. And it's so hush-hush that she was there that when we put this story up, I did a little research, and there's basically nothing about this woman out on the internet that I saw. She's very well hidden. No photos of this woman. So, but she was there the whole entire time that Eric Garner was, when he was attacked by the police. I don't know if attack's the right word, but when the police held him down and choked him. So just unbelievable.
In fact, in your story at Gateway Pundit, they quote from a Channel 11, New York TV station Channel 11 story on the incident when it happened, and they quote her. They say another female sergeant, Kizzy Adani, made a similar statement in the report. She believed she heard Gardner say he was having difficulty breathing. She also said the perpetrator's condition did not seem serious and he did not appear to get worse. This is from a black sergeant. So I guess if the media tells us this, their whole narrative of racist cop goes out the window.
Absolutely. And what will Al Sharpton do? I mean, he's holding press conferences and he's going to have a big march in Washington, D.C. It kind of blows this whole story for him. So it would be nice if the media, if the mainstream media would actually report the facts before we hear such inflammatory remarks from Eric Holder and the mayor and even Barack Obama.
Yeah, Barack Obama, I mean, went way overboard yesterday, not saying if people feel that they're not treated equal under the law. He actually said that there were people not being treated equal under the law. I mean, it's way out of hand, and they're loving. I believe they're loving this because it's furthering their chaotic agenda. Now, you and I must have great minds think alike, because I saw Dr. Thomas Sowell, one of the great thinkers and pundits of our time, great economist, and I saw his interview where he compared members of the Black Caucus. Said they remind us, standing on the floor of the House, say with their hands up, don't shoot, reminds him of the chief Nazi propaganda maker.
That's right. He was on Fox News the other night, and
with Sean Hannity. Yeah, with Sean Hannity.
Right, and said that these people reminded him of Joseph Goebbels.
Yep.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just amazing. And he's right on. It doesn't matter what the facts are in this case. And here I am in St. Louis. We're still, Steve, having protests every night. Last night, they were up here in the Central West End area of the city. They heard that Officer Darren Wilson, the former police officer for the Ferguson Police Force, they heard that he was staying in the Chase Plaza. I mean, so they jumped on the rumor and they held this big protest, stopped all the traffic on this main highway, Kings Highway, and Lindo Boulevard. Some guy tried to get through the intersection, and and these protesters jumped on his car. One guy is seen on the ground. This guy just kept driving. Then they got very upset. They beat on his car, these protesters, and so he pulls out a gun. Well, the story is that how did this this horrible man pull out a gun. This is what we're facing here.
Well,
in St. Louis.
Jim, we don't even have time to talk about the Bosnian a white man who was killed, beaten to death with a hammer by several blacks. But Jim, we'll read about it. Gateway Pundit. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.
Okay, Steve, thanks.